All right. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? It is Thursday, August 7th. Well, we got Mr. Ray in here. Welcome back, Ray. Good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you had a good vacation. We got Benny in here too. Wow. Benny, where you been, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. This morning, we're looking at a gap higher with NQ. So yesterday, let's kind of recap here with the few minutes that we have. Yesterday, what we talked about and kind of the theme for this week has been really Monday's session. Monday's session was quite significant simply because I've outlined this a few times now, but basically, you're going to have a lot of trapped market participants from Friday. Friday, a lot of people shorten into the hole, shorten into what I viewed as key higher time frame support. They're looking for that gap down on Monday. Monday gives the complete opposite. You have a gap higher, and it's not only a gap higher, it's a gap up above Friday's high, gap up above prior day high. That sets off a trend day move. Now, we want to be focusing on Monday's low, how Monday's low is going to be treated. Tuesday, almost get a retest, pretty much for the most part, get a retest there into Monday's low. It holds as support, no real gap yesterday, but again, is key support holding near that 23,150 level? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we get the push higher. And then more significantly from yesterday, we have the change of character right through here. So that flips the near term structure back into bullish. Intermediate term structure is neutral. So we have a neutral bullish backdrop and then a gap higher this morning. So gap rules apply. And what I want to see for this morning is how price responds to 23,600. That's going to be the primary level of interest on watch. Pretty good pivot right through here. You can take a look at how this area was respected from weeks prior. Man, we are not that far off of the all-time highs. There seemed to be a lot of fear towards the tail end of last week, right? Now now we're just right back into the highs, right back into those all-time highs, just shy of all-time highs. So 23,600, the main focus. If we end up seeing a rejection here, if we see that higher time frame rejection in this area, I'll be looking for how price responds to 23,460 and more importantly 23,400. It's quite a bit lower. It's 200 points lower, right? It's almost a full ATR move, but that is going to be the more significant near-term market structure level right through here. If we have a scenario where it's a gap and go, the gap holds, we see strength above 600, the only real target is all-time highs. It's all-time highs. So let's see how this open is going to be looking. We do have a 10 a.m. data print. We had jobless claims already this morning. That's behind us. Pretty much a nothing burger print there. Insignificant. And then we do have some Fed speak at 10 a.m. This is going to be a shorter session for me personally. I got to catch a flight here in a couple of hours. So I have a hard cutoff at 10:30. We'll see if we get some action before that time, at least anything that I can personally trade. And then tomorrow, no stream. Like I said, I'm gonna be traveling, but we'll be back normal schedule next week. And then next week we are gonna be having some TPT account giveaways in the Traders Think Tank. So keep an eye out for that. I'll share more details on Monday about those giveaways. Travel safe. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, we got everyone in here this morning. Where's Timmy? I spoke with Timmy yesterday. I think he took a break from trading, but he's back at it now. All right, and we have about 1 minute till the open, so let's clean this chart up a little bit. See what we're working with. So current session volume point of control is up here near 600. And let's take a look. What's our gap going to be looking like? Yeah, so we're going to be way up here. Way up here. A pretty significant gap. NQ is up almost 1% overnight. Thanks, Jacob. I'm headed to Montana for a bachelor party. Should be a good time. All right, here comes the open. 10 seconds. There's your open. And we're looking at 23,600 main level of interest. Gap rules apply. I would like to see that opening 5-minute bar close. There it is. Our levels of interest based on support and resistance. Yeah, they're higher time frame areas of market structure. Higher time frame pivots. So staying patient here. Staying patient. Letting that intraday structure develop. Let it build. Like I mentioned in yesterday's TMG, if you caught the live sesh yesterday afternoon, there's a time and place to be slapping the open. It's definitely not every day. So NQ, a little bit of churn here. Session volume point of control. Some indecision at the 23,600. If we trade CFDs, can we use NAS 100 or pricing is a lot different most of the time? I do not have the answer to that. I do not know. I would probably put a NAS 100 chart right next to NQ and see how similar they are as far as the intraday structure. If the structure is the same, then price point won't matter. I assume that's something that'd be similar to like comparing QQQ to NQ. QQQ is the NASDAQ ETF. Structure is going to be identical. Price points are different. So NQ, new high of day. What's up, Dom? Feel like I haven't seen Dom in a while either. What's up, man? Where you been? Overnight high 639 on NASDAQ. So ES right off the open, a nice hold of VWAP right there. Let's see that opening 5-minute bar. Should be closing up here in, 25 seconds. Not quite into the overnight high. Oh, transitioning into a new roll dom. Nice. Solid. Solid. Love it. New to the channel. What are your trades based on? Mostly market structure. Key levels, market structure, higher time frame, and multiple time frame analysis. Very basic stuff. In my opinion, anyway, pretty basic compared to what I see out there these days. It's pretty simple. So NQ just continues to churn here near 23,600. That's the main focus. I'm keeping an eye on 5-minute. The 5-minute RTH chart. Volume, of course, keeping with the theme this week, below average. Ray wants the gap fill. Where's our gap fill anyway? 400. Yeah, just about 400. So far, gap is holding. You're going to need a move through that 5-minute low. Is this going to be a wait till 10 a.m. morning? What's that data print at 10 a.m.? Final wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. and then Fed's Bostic speaking at that time as well. You don't use the pineapple FVG higher time frame swing indicator? No. No, sir. No NWOG, no NDOG. If it has a crazy acronym and it was just, if it just came out in the past 5 to 10 years, I don't use it. Put it like that. Keeps it easy. Keeps it easy. So 600 holds again, 23,600. Look at the volume though, below average. NQ coming back into session highs. See how those highs are going to be treated. See how that overnight high is going to be treated. As of right now, sellers unable to show the gap and crap setup. That's what Ray was hoping for. He wanted the gap and crap. NQ new high of day. Dom got scared and trailed for break even. What was the entry? What was the entry, sir? What are you scared of? Candles can't hurt you. They can't hurt you, man. It's just a little rectangle on the screen. NQ into overnight high. 23,605-ish. That's a good entry. Jeez. That's a good entry, man. That's better than my entry. Nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, but he's on the 5-second chart. Here's my trail. There it is. Little scalp there. So 23,600 main level of interest on focus this morning. Holds as support. Try the long. Targeting overnight high with the trail. 1 for 1 on the morning. 1 for 1. It's kind of a better visual of the idea there. New high of day. Trailed too tight. All good. Yeah, it's all good, Dom. I'm just giving you a hard time. As long as it doesn't put you on tilt, you know? Just messing around, man. Yeah, I see, there he is. I was just about to make a comment about your brother there. If you mention anything trading related to that guy. Oh boy. Oh man. He's about to DM me right now too. So there's a rejection, overnight high, up thrust. Up thrust at the overnight high. I don't short, so that's not my play. That's not my play right there. We're getting back in a session volume point of control. Yeah, right back in at 600. So far, this action very similar to yesterday morning. Yeah, the hit rate's been pretty solid lately. But I do end up in a lot of scratch trades, right? Just slightly better than break even. So that's part of it. Got to take that into consideration. Speaking of hit rate, if you missed that write up on our multiple it's in the resources tab of the Traders Think Tank. It's the most recent write up just beneath the pinned post. I'll kind of give you a little bit more insight to the different styles of trade management, how hit rate plays a role with trade management. I have a more dynamic approach to trade management because I'm a firm believer that risk is dynamic. As price moves, your risk profile changes. So NQ back into 23,600. No repositioning for me at this time. Very similar to yesterday. If I miss it, I miss it. If it bounces here, oh well. Just one for one so far. Yeah, the up thrust was solid. There's your new low of day. Oh, not quite. Sorry, misspoke. Almost into new low of day. Noah got the up thrust. Nice work, man. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well, Mr. Noah. NASDAQ fresh lows, ES fresh lows. The up thrust enjoyers are sitting pretty right now. So at this point, based on my rules, I have to wait till 10 a.m. before I execute another trade. Only 14 minutes away, so no big deal. Vacation paid for by Top Step. I got the next one queued up. Hopefully next week. Take that next 25K payout from Top Step. We'll see. NQ fresh lows, fresh lows. Turning $50 into 25K. Yeah, that's the power of prop firms right there. The problem is that too many traders run up the expense column. They run up the spend on those prop firms without any payout. So the ROI of prop firms can be really, really huge if you can get a handle on your emotions and more the degenerate trading, as we like to call it. So right now, just staying patient. Not much to do here from my perspective. Unless you're riding the short, then you're riding the short. That would be from the up thrust, overnight high up thrust, pretty clean. Show more about my chart setup in the 2-hour trader course. No, if you want more, the 2-hour trader is basically just going to be one setup that I trade. I consider it the easiest money trade in the market. If you're looking for more like higher time frame analysis stuff and chart setup, I would look at the trading mentorship group. And the best way to go about that is just do the weekly sit-in, and then in a weekend go through all of the recorded videos there. There's at this point there, I think yesterday we just had the 107th session, and each session is 60 to 90 minutes. And I'll give you a full breakdown of everything. NQ right back up above 23,600. Yeah, so that kind of choppiness that we saw yesterday continuing this morning, at least, well, not yesterday all day, but yesterday morning, start of the day. Right through here, remember? Right through there, very similar action here. So wait for 10 a.m. Wait for 10 a.m. kind of morning right here. Sideways range. 5-minute really paints the picture. Failure to hold beneath that opening 5-minute bar. That's what you really need for the gap and crap idea. You need some acceptance beneath that 5-minute open. The spring mish. I like this. The challenge with the spring right there is I want 600 a little bit closer. Might just be nitpicking. But in a scenario like that, like I would want the level of interest like right here, right? Or even like right here. I would grab my long, somewhere through there, maybe even a little tighter, depending on how 15 and 30-second looks. So if you took it, I understand. But my issue with that is now the level of interest is you're gonna bonk your head right into the level of interest. Well, Mish says if we crack 100 concurrent viewers today, he'll shave his head. Pump the link. Give it a thumbs up. Someone open like 20 different browser tabs. Who has more than one email? I got receipts, Mish. You can't go back on this now. It's already screenshotted, buddy. It's too late. With all this AI around nonsense. Oh man. Oh man. Goober. Goober mode. Wow, RTY is puking on big volume too. RTY into prior day high. If you trade the Russell, let's check out, let's get an update on ES. What time is it? All right, we have 5 minutes till 10 a.m. Pretty sleepy here. ES. Wyckoff. Yeah, we love Wyckoff. All about Wyckoff. Absolutely. Market cycles, spring up thrust. Yeah, Wyckoff is great. I've kind of adopted a little bit of my own approach to Wyckoff. It's a little bit modified, so I wouldn't say it's like textbook Wyckoff, but a lot of the foundational stuff is rooted in Wyckoff, and then Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. It's a very, very good book, foundational book from my early years. Although I don't use volume that heavily anymore, at least in the sense that she talks about it in that book. But I'm just a big proponent of less is more and keeping things as simple as possible. NQ back in a session highs. New Hive day. I like that, Noah. Yeah, that's solid. Having like a volume filter for your spring and upthrust setups. See, that's what often gets overlooked when people are talking about like high hit rate strategies or anything. Not all strategies, not all setups are created equally. Some setups are going to be higher quality than others, and a lot of my early years were spent deconstructing and reverse engineering the setup to figure out what makes a setup high quality. So at the most basic level, let's say you have a horizontal line on a chart, some level you're interested in, and then like a hammer candle. Some traders are going to call that an A plus setup. They're discounting higher time frame analysis, discounting volume, discounting time of day, like all these different things. And so the more filters that you can add really improves the hit rate, improves the quality of setup that you're trading. Something that is not talked about very often. Quality of setup. So NQ just into session highs here. We're getting into 10 a.m. Post 10 a.m. We want to see if these highs can show some acceptance, if price can hold above overnight high. We have data in 1 minute. Chilled you out at 6:05. That's part of the game, man. It's part of the game, Albert. All good. No revenge trading. It's just one trade. All right, so about 15 seconds till 10 a.m. We do have data right now. FYI, if you're in any positions. There's 10 a.m. There's a new high of day. So far, I'm still just one and done this morning. And I do, unfortunately, have a hard cutoff in 30 minutes. They're probably, if I had to guess, Mish, they're probably in somewhere right around 600. Maybe the somewhere through here. Hopefully, somewhere through here. Hopefully. 593 entry. Nice, Dave. Solid. Solid. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That intraday spring would have been perfect then. If your level's a little bit lower, that's a beauty. Let's get an update on our higher time frames. Oh, there's way up here in space. Nearest reference point is overnight high. Nearest level of interest 23,600. This is one of the unfortunate things about trading so close to all-time highs. You don't have a ton to work with. Not a huge amount to work with. So let's see now how that overnight high is going to be treated. ES did not make a new high of day, just sitting within the range. Is the Fed speak ongoing, or were all the remarks released at once? Let's see. Well, he may not have even started yet, actually. You got anything on your feeds, Mish? Not started yet? All right, thanks. Thank you. RTY just pounding the lows. New low of day on RTY. Trump scheduled to sign EOs around noon. Okay. I will be off the charts personally. Stopped trading the afternoon sesh a few weeks ago. It's been great. It's been phenomenal. Back to my roots. Man, back in the very early options days, we'd trade like the first 20 to 30 minutes and just be done. Uh, hit that opening momentum trade and just be done. Yeah, the only reason I was trading the afternoon was to build up some other prop accounts, but with Trade Sinker, there's no need. Although Trade Sinker has definitely costed me quite a bit more than it's paid so far, unfortunately. But we're still working out those kinks. We'll get there. We'll get there. Trade Sinker. Yeah, I'll post a video on that. I want to give it like another month at least. What time do the XFAs get slapped? So after the live stream, not today, because of course I'm going to be traveling, but after the live stream, I'll work on the XFAs and then I'll trade those till about noon, sometimes a little later, noon Eastern. And then from there, I hit the lockout and no trading past lunch. That's kind of the current schedule. So I'll trade the XFAs for like maybe 90 minutes a day. I like that time period too, because you already have the full intraday structure is usually built out, right? So there's a lot more clarity, at least in the intraday setup. Got my freedom back. Well, it's just better performance too. The post lunch trade is tough. I mean, during April, like when we had all the crazy volatility, that was a time period to be skipping lunch and watching the charts just because we had some very very unique opportunities through that period. But we're in summer markets right now. Hasn't been a ton of worthwhile action in the afternoon. Not to mention, I am a big believer and proponent of like decision fatigue and things of that nature, and so just get tired. It's tough to focus for hours and hours and hours on end. Tough to concentrate like that. So NQ just chopping around overnight high. That's what I was talking about yesterday with the potential for the range day. Yesterday was proven wrong. And that's the thing about expectations. You want to make sure you're staying flexible with those expectations. Right now, intraday range 570 by what, 670? So 100 points. Would I ever go back to options? That's a good question, Des. I'd probably do like spreads. So out of the money credit spreads on QQQ, just because I already look at NQ every single day. And so it kind of fits in with what I already currently do. I've messed with that idea for the past couple of years, but I've never actually gone back to it. But it's a good way to kind of collect some additional income and not have to do a ton of extra work just using different products. And always with the credit spreads, my goal is to have them expire completely worthless. Probably do like weeklies and then ride them to expiration, collect the full premium. Options are tricky though. Options are definitely trickier. Futures are way easier. All right, so we get back into 600. It's more than likely just going to be a one and done for me here. Keep watching for a little bit longer. There you go. It's opening up a little bit now. Is Bostic probably going? Let's see. Yeah, Bostic is speaking now. NQ into the lows. There you go. How's everyone's morning so far? How we doing? How's it looking? What is your trading strategy? Yeah, that is outside of the scope of a YouTube live stream, that's for sure. But I rely on market structure, trade market structure. Higher time frame market structure. Very basic concept, support and resistance. Chad Green, Alan Green. Making it a priority to actually watch the first 30-minute direction. Heck yeah. Higher time frame analysis helps. Definitely helps. Trails and stops are on point today. Albert, solid. Good work, man. So we have an uptick in volume here. Just watching the action near 600. Based on the, I got to bail in 15 minutes. So just based on the time, more than likely we'll not put on another trade. And unfortunately, like I said, but if you missed it, no live stream tomorrow. We'll be traveling, but we'll be back on Monday. Back on Monday. And then next week, we're doing some TPT account giveaways in the Traders Think Tank. So if you're a member in there, keep an eye out for that. I'll post it. I'll make a dedicated post for it so you won't miss it. I passed 5 combines in Top Step, but I could only pay for 2 right now. Bro, I have no idea, man. This is not Top Step support. You'll have to contact them. I have no idea what's going on there. Can't help you with that, unfortunately. But their support has been the times I've had to use Top Step support has been pretty good. So I'd probably reach out. Probably ask them what's going on. Buyers trying to hold on to this near-term range here, this intraday range, 570 by 670, 100-point range. VWAP just beneath. How's our profile looking? I hate how when you switch to the chart, the volume profile does not load. There it is. Session volume point of control right here at 607. So far, it's just been like a gap. It's neither a gap and crap nor a gap and go. It's a gap and shop around. 5 minute RTH confirms. It's a gap and hold. Let's get an update on our higher time frame. Yeah, not much to say about this on the hourly. Let me see the 2 hour. Not much here either. Ever since the change of character, which happened right here yesterday afternoon at 400, it's been just been drift higher. 2 hour does not show. I mean, it shows a little consolidation, but no major signs of exhaustion. All right, I'm gonna call it, folks. Good morning. 1 for 1 on the morning. Just a little scalp. I gotta, like I said, I gotta travel here. Fortunately, no stream tomorrow, but we will be back on Monday. Thank you guys for your time today. Normal schedule next week. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't overdo it tomorrow. Friday is notoriously bad for traders. So if Fridays are tough for you, just keep that in mind. Tomorrow is Friday. And then next week, do some TPT account giveaways in the Traders Think Tank. So keep an eye out for that. Albert says, sacrifice the stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, folks. Thank you. Take care. We'll see you.